All right, and here's our table for this evening. It is a graveyard. The Tengu have been raiding small hamlets in the area, and they made a mistake of thinking this graveyard was actually a small village. Much to their dismay, the graveyard is being protected by the cult of Orochi. So there are, in order to get out of this intact, and with a little bit of dignity, the Tengu just can't fly away, so they've got to go in and try to influence these idols and drive the cult out of this graveyard and make it sanctified again. So we have 6 idols, simple actions to influence them, and 50 rice on a side. Let's see whether the forces of good or the forces of evil will succeed. Alright, for this evening's battle, we have the Tengu, led by Katenbo, Itsubo, the bodyguard, Torobo, the archer, Ryohobo, the cleric, Hakusabo, the crane, and Zenkibo. All right, and here we have the cult of Yurei.
Yep.
All right, so we have Ikimio. Sorry, get her focused in. Kirai? Oh, Kirai Militia?
Yep. Kirai Farmer.
A Kirai Farmer. An armored Kirai, though he's also an armless Kirai.
Kato the Puppet Master.
Kato the Puppet Master.
And his little marionette.
I hate that thing.
and then some plague rats.
Last but not least, some plague rats.
Anything but.
All right, we are doing our tactical roll for deployment. Tengu have white die. The cult has purple. And looks like a tie. Let's try that again. All right, cult definitely has it. Do you want to deploy first? Or do you want Tengu to deploy first?
I would like Tengu to deploy first.
All right, I'll see you after deployment. Here we are with our deployment. I'll just run you through it quick. Here are the Tengu. As you can see, the big fighters are in the center, with Hakusabo on the left, looking down the field at some of the further objectives. And then there's our cleric who can run around and heal, and then the archer may be looking to find some cover so he can shoot into the onrushing zombies. On the far end, everybody is just kind of in a big row. The rats are in the middle with the characters, and the vampirist is on the left, and the puppet master is on the right. He scares me. We'll see you in a minute after the first turn. Here we are with the tactical roll to see who gets first turn. And looks like the cult gets the first turn. All right, so here we are. This is the end of turn 1. Slight correction, this is not the idol that has 3. This is Depletion with the 6 idols. And we have 5 prayer tokens each, so we could pray at 5 idols to get points. And if the ones that you do closest to your side are worth 1 point, the ones that are in the middle, if you spend prayer token, are worth 2, and the ones that are in the enemy's deployment or area are worth 3. So, as you can see, both sides have moved pretty aggressively forward. I mean, the cult is slow, but that is pretty aggressive movement. And then, of course, the rats. Look at the rats; they're already halfway across the board. And then, of course, my birdmen have also moved aggressively. I have presence at the 2 middle shrines by at least 1 guy. And then we have both prayed to our back objective. So we've both blown 2 of our 5 prayer tokens already and gotten 2 points each, but that means at the end of turn 1, things are all tied up at 2 points apiece. We'll see how it goes next turn. Here's the tactical roll for turn 2. Looks like the Tengu have it. This is the end of turn 2, and so in this particular scenario in Bushido, you build up your scenario points, which you get by interacting with the idols, and then every 2 turns, whoever has the most points from interacting with the idols gets an actual victory point. So there are like 3 victory points in the game, 1 on turn 2, 1 on turn 4, and 1 on turn 6. So let's take a look and see what's happened. As we go down into the graveyard, we can see for sure that the undead hordes have moved forward to the center of the table. Come on, focus, there we are. All right, so the Tengu got to this idol early and prayed at it a couple times and sucked up 4 scenario points off of this particular idol. And while the undead have gotten here, they haven't had a chance to interact with the idol yet. They did, however, interact with their own idol back there a couple of times, earning themselves 2 points. The rats came charging forward, and unfortunately, out of the 3 rats, only 1 is left. My archer took out 1, and then, believe it or not, where's the Algol? There's my cleric over there. The cleric ran up to this area in here and took out 1 of the rats. The cleric's actually a pretty good fighter. However, my hotshot fighter did nothing to his rat. And over in the far corner, Hakuzabo actually effectively killed the zombie there, but the zombie stood right back up. So, as a result, I win this particular 2-round scenario, and we'll get a point, 1 victory point. I wanted to point out one of the weird things I have. I have this little well here. It's just an objective, but at the beginning of every phase or every turn, it gives me an extra key that I can give out to anything within 6 inches. So, not everything within 6 inches, just a model. All right, sir, it is your turn. Since you did not score a point, and we have 2 idols that got activated the same amount of times, you get to pick which one goes away. So you can, not that one. It's that one that you activated twice, or this one that I activated twice. Those are the 2 options. So, yeah. You can take that away from me so that I can't get any more 3-point things. All right. I will see you guys in a bit. All right.
He's got weird rules.
Here's our roll for turn 3. Tactical roll. Looks like it's a Tengu again. Here's the end of turn 3, and unfortunately it's the end of the game because the shop is closing. We started a little too late. So where we are is this. You'll notice that the Tengu have all pulled back up against their all the way surrounding the 2 idols in my rear. What happened is I was up by 3, and the most points that that the cult could get is 2 from these 2 middle objectives. So I just pulled back, and they were going to have to get one of my rearward objectives. And so I pulled myself back into a defensive position, hopefully to prevent that. But unfortunately, we didn't get to finish the game. It would have been interesting, and neither one of us were down any significant models. So there was still a lot of fighting left. But that's where we'll leave it. Really fun fight, beautiful army. So we'll see how things go next time we get a chance to play. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.